Let's be honest. Like this Sunday was just weird for football. NFL weird, Uniball weird. It's weird week. It's weird week 7. We're going to talk about it. So Jamie is back. I mean, we needed to get him on. Obviously, managing to Nostradamus a DMU win, truthfully out of nowhere, which we are going to get on to. SJ up at the top, and we are joined by the captain of the Cardiff Cobras, James Viner. I mean, I want to get straight into it. You and SJ are both here. It seemed like it was a barn burner. 15-20 was the score. As far as I'm concerned, James, I want to start with you about this game.
I mean, where to start? I think going into it all week, we had confidence that we could beat Brunel. We felt quietly confident, and then we get into the game. We go 3-out in the first drive, and then they score 7 points, and we think, here we go. Same story again. They're gonna put points on us. Our defense holds strong, and then the offense gets some stuff going, get some drives moving, and then I mean we're going back and forth all game, offense and defense, going 3-out both sides of the ball, and then comes down to I can't remember what the score was. 14-7.
14-7, yeah.
14-7, and it's just after a safety, so it makes it 14-8, and Mark Cosgrove gets the ball in his hands and takes the ball all the way back to the end zone, and we're going mental. Our silence is out of control. The coaches that are usually saying "get back, calm down," are going absolutely crazy. So then we go for the 2 point, don't get it, and we think, all right, here we go. Nervous time here. Less than 2 minutes. We do a kickoff, pin them to their own 3-yard line. I don't really know what happens. I think the Brunel returner takes it out and then gets tackled about on their 3-yard line. Flag on the play. Turns out one of our gunners. Well, I don't play kickoff. I don't know what the terminology is offside. Retake the kick. They take it back to the 40-yard line, and then from there, defense does well, but just couldn't stop them. Bit of heartbreak, to be honest.
And then SJ, let's be honest. I mean, we're not saying fraud alert, but
give over.
I mean, Brunel seemed to be, almost infallible coming in here. Cardiff gave them a good go in the first time. Coming this close, and obviously I will get back to you, James, in discussing Cardiff. But SJ, what's your takeaways from the game with Cardiff?
I think the big turning point, and I think was when David went down injured for us. I think you feel that there was a big momentum shift then, because up to that point, I'm sure James won't mind me saying this, but no one had an answer for him. He was just running over everyone, and I think once that happened, it flipped. We didn't really move the ball, and in all honesty, once when Cardiff scored, I actually was a bit like, okay, sure, all right, it's done with, and then obviously we get pinned back on the 3-yard line. That flag saved us, But we had a good chat after the game, didn't we? I said, Cardiff are not a 2-3 team. They are 3 plays, maybe 3-4 plays away across against us and SGS from being sat right now 4-1. Yeah, it's still, I would love to play Cardiff again, and I also would not love to play Cardiff again because they are a very, very good team. But yeah, credit to you guys, absolute credit. But I've got half the team now having a go at me because I'm like, oh my God, you're not here saying that we're massive and we're amazing. But shut up, guys.
Yeah, I back to the David point. I think we had an answer for him in terms of we're stopping him he wasn't getting his usual 20-yard runs, but he's consistently getting tackled at 3 yards, falling forward for another 2 yards, and you were just doing that all game when he was in the game. Consistently, you just get your first down. It wouldn't be massive splash plays like we saw in the first game, but then he went out, and I think it did change the game.
That double QB pass though was pretty nice.
Yeah. When our linebackers half a hand away from taking him down as well. Yeah, Another tough one to watch back.
So then, James, in terms of Cardiff, I mean, it does feel like the narrative has shifted, and that Cardiff definitely find themselves within, I'd say, sort of the elite bracket now. And I mean, from the off season, looking at how many Cobras are playing a premiership level football during the senior ball season, what is it like to see the evolution of the Cobras from within?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just boys playing in the Premiership; it's boys playing all around adult ball. We have a fair few boys going to play South Wales Warriors as well. Although they're not in the Premiership, I think if you look at their results over the adult ball season, they're a seriously competitive side. They're not just one of these that just turn up and play football. They do train hard, train seriously, and I think you see the boys come back from playing summer ball, and they're just like different players. It's not much they got physically better, but just that understanding of the game. And I think the more boys that you can have that understand the game, it just completely changes what you can do as an offensive scheme and a defensive scheme. I think that's the big difference for us this year is getting boys understanding the game so we can do more complex things.
So then, like the future for Cardiff, what do you see it as? What do you see it as? Not just at the end of this season, of course, because obviously I can guarantee it's make the playoffs, go deep in the playoffs. But I mean, next year and into the future.
I mean, I think this year we had a really, really good recruitment class. You're seeing a couple of rookies on each side of the ball starting to come through and play. And I think there's the fundamentals there and the base there for the team to be good for a long time. We've got a good head coach in Sean, two really good coordinators in Ginge and Dags. Having been around American football in the UK for 4 or 5 seasons now, I've seen a lot of schemes, and Ginge and Dags are some of the most complex schemes I've been about, and the way they teach it as well is testament to them as coaches. So I think there's the fundamentals there as a club to really progress on and keep the upwards trajectory. Try and not saying we're not going to win it this year, but if we don't win it this year, I don't think there's anything stopping them having a second bite of the apple next year.
So I mean, obviously, it's one more game with against the SGS Pride. I mean, it was close last time. Are you confident? Obviously, we're not talking about this like it's happening next week by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, it was close last time, and I think you had the majority of the Uniball landscape anyway rooting for you. And yes, we are going to talk about Edinburgh Stirling, but this is the first segment of the show. So
yeah, I think so. For those of you who don't know, against SGS, we got in the red zone I think 7 times and came away with 6 points as an offense. I don't think any team can expect to win a game with that sort of red zone efficiency. So I think currently, if you said arguably the same story against Brunel, we got close a couple of times, killed ourselves with penalties or negative plays, and we're going like 2nd and 20 instead of 2nd and 10. I think currently, if we continue to play how we are, I don't think we will be SGS. I think we've got things on the offensive side of the ball that we need to clean up to improve our red zone efficiency. But that being said, I think you look at from where we come first game of the season to where we are now. I mean, even in preseason, you were saying we're going to get relegated in preseason, Tebs, and now we're 4th in your power rankings. So I think if we can keep improving, I think we can give SGS a good game and hopefully beat them. But
you get relegated now.
No, correct.
I don't think you can anymore, can you? No, but I think it's impressive. I think it's impressive to show. I mean, do you think that having the sort of rough seasons that you've had sort of coming into this blossoming season for Cardiff has sort of allowed the players who have gone through that to sort of have more of a tight knit unit and have sort of more pride in being able to reap the rewards of success?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the old fun day out culture was born with the Cardiff Cobras. I think as much as we said fun day out and it was taking the mick going to UE and stuff like that, I think playing games like that teaches you as a rookie, as a second year, third year player, like how football should be. Teach you how to play hard, fast football. I think the learning from that season has really carried over. I think you're looking at some of our third years now who played in those games in garbage time are really coming into their own and playing physical football because that's the standard that was set when we were playing against UE, blowing us out. Back when SGS were in their prime, blowing us out. I think it's really come up as a club. As you said, the hard years have really made us what we are today. I think the culture shift over the last 3 years for me has been massive. I think the first year I joined, I think probably some of the old boys were a bit annoyed by this, but they'll admit as well, they were a drinking club with a hobby to play American football. And I think the culture's really shifted to an American football club who like to drink sometimes.
And then, I mean, I've been impressed, watching, Coach Sean Vaughan, progress throughout this. I mean, how have you seen that as a player, not just with Sean, but also with the rest of the coaching staff?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is not as much the game day stuff. It's the training plans and the training schedule. I think he's took his learnings from Aztecs and really tried to implement them in Cardiff Cobras as much as he can. There's obviously limitations of what you can do with the time and the limited coaching staff we have, but it's really well structured, really defined periods. This is what we're going to do for 10 minutes. This is what we're going to do for the next 10 minutes. And we try and finish every training session with a competitive period. And I really think that builds us as a club and as a team ready for those tight games. I think previous years we would have been 7-0 down to Brunel and it would have just spiraled and got out of control. Offense would have got no yards at all. Defense would have just lost their heads and gone negative. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not as much him as a game day coach. It's about what he does behind the scenes in training to be able to get us to perform at the highest level on game day. And I think, just so I can mention Dags as well, came from being a wide receiver coach in my first year to then getting thrown into the fire of OC halfway through last season. And I think the way I can't comment the defensive side of the ball, but the way Dags meticulously go through every single piece of film to find out what the tendencies are, how we can exploit this. We're constantly installing new stuff. He said to us at the start of the season in pre-season, we're only going to have 3 install packs. We're now on install pack 8.5 or something like this. He really loves the club, loves football more than anything, and really wants us to succeed.
So, as you know, next week you're not playing next week. What is the Christmas break bringing to not just you but the Cardiff Cobras?
Usually we have a week off after we finish and just play some normal English football, just some five-a-side. But this year I think we're really grabbing the bull by the horns and we're doing 2 weeks of training. So training Tuesday, Thursday again, and a Sunday as well. It's like a normal week preparing for games. Got 3 weeks off over Christmas, I think, and then we're getting straight back into training. So, a short break to get the bodies rested, but definitely going straight back to work as soon as we can.
So, unless you two gentlemen have got anything else for James of the Cobras, then James, plug Cardiff as much as you want, plug whatever you want as much as you want.
Yeah, follow Cardiff Cobras on Instagram. Our graphics are the best in the league. Don't listen to what Teb said. Ollie Luck is massive. Yeah, that's about it really.
It's almost like I'm the only person who works at Depth Chart Sports. But anyway, thank you very much, James, for coming on. We're gonna dive into the. I don't know if that's my mic that's doing that.
Yeah, that's yours.
I've also been told to tell SJ by George to stop calling our DBs skinny, white, and unathletic because.
Right. Okay. We need to know. No. Hang on.
I didn't say that.
I did not say that.
I'm pretty sure there's a clip, SJ. I'm pretty sure there's a clip.
I did not say the words skinny and white and unathletic. I just said they're the least
athletic.
You say
that's definitely unathletic.
Last year.
Same corners.
Now
they locked down your receivers for most of the game. So
okay, but 12 looks open in the end zone. Just saying. But...
Yeah. All right. Well, cheers, fellas. Thank you for having me.
Right. Stop getting into fights with people.
It's not getting into fights. It's just
honestly, mate,
it's just banter. He's not being combative.
Yeah, it's just
we had a good chat after the game, to be fair, and I had a lot of nice things to actually say about it. I think they are a really solid outfit this year.
But you don't say them on the stream. Pretty crazy stuff.
I've just said it now. We're still live.
Pretty crazy stuff. Let's get into it. I mean, this week has been strange, very, very strange, but in a good way. Who knows? I mean, starting in the National Prem, not too much going on there. Uwe Bullets find their form again here, 56-0 over Loughborough. Can't say there's too much of a surprise there. I don't think there's going to be much movement in either the writers' poll or my rankings just because until next week's Nottingham versus Durham, of course. But again, nothing too special here. I mean, Leeds Beckett getting a touchdown on the gold.
Impressive.
I mean, I wouldn't read into it too much. You know, it's
No, it's not.
something that we said on Friday. You know, Loughborough only only beat Leeds Beckett by 6. So you know, if I'm Leeds Beckett, all these other games are sort of superfluous. Focus all your energy onto the second game with Loughborough. It's really as simple as that when it comes to the National Prem. Moving on to Prem North.
What's going on up there?
He's not here. But I think we need to talk about the Leeds Griffins are in trouble. They are in trouble. 35-6. The NTU Renegades very much stake their claim to the top of the Premiership North after beating Warwick last week as well. NTU looking good at 3-1. They've got Newcastle next week. We'll get on to Newcastle. But I mean, Leeds 0-3. Obviously, we said this about Portsmouth when they were 0-3. It was looking a bit dangerous for them. I don't know who the Leeds Griffins can beat now. I mean, they've already lost to Northumbria. They've already lost to Newcastle. They've lost to NTU. They've got Warwick next week. Warwick are obviously on a 2-game loss streak. But I mean, obviously, we're surprised about Leeds Griffins, but looking like it's going to be 0-4.
I think is a case a little bit of the thing is that North tier this year is much more competitive.
Yeah.
There's no cut and dry. It's not going to be an 8-0, 6-2, 4-4, 2-6, and 0-8.
Yeah.
But I think that's what Leeds' biggest worry is going to be here is that Newcastle's got 2 wins now.
Yes.
Northumbria got 2 or they got 1?
I think Northumbria have got 2 because they beat Newcastle and they've beaten Leeds. So they have got 2 as well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's dark for Leeds now. Very dark. Because I was thinking, okay, well, you know, they can snatch a win off one of them if they've only got 1 win. But yeah,
Exactly. It's not that case. Like, I can't see them beating Warwick. I mean, we did say last week that, you know, I did feel that the Newcastle Raiders were going to be in for a bit of a rough journey against Warwick because Warwick don't take losing very lightly, especially on their, you know, homecoming stage. But speaking of that, Newcastle managed to get the win. We all picked against them. It is an upset as far as I'm concerned. Warwick 19-18. So I still don't think Warwick, you know, falling off or anything, but huge win for the Raiders and very much taking them out of any sort of relegation conversation.
Yeah, I think I hope that division goes down to the final weekend. I think there might be a situation where I think that week that goes down to a situation where we don't know who's going to win. I think 1 to 4 could all flip around still.
I mean, that is the case. I mean, good on Northumbria and good on Newcastle for being able to, you know, go into Christmas. Obviously, they've still got 1 game left to play. In a promotion situation when both of the teams up in that part of the world were, at least from our perspective, going to be the relegation candidates. It didn't even seem possible that Leeds would be able to. But I mean, Leeds aren't getting bad. But I mean, 35-6 isn't a scoreline that's indicative of a team that you should put some faith into. I mean, we have got next week will be our mid-season awards, and one of them is, you know, Alarm Bells, and one of them is which is a team that could make a comeback in the second half of the season. And I'm unsure if Leeds is going to factor into the could stage a comeback because it's looking very dark for them. You know, it's not like an Exeter or Portsmouth situation where I do have a bit more faith in Exeter and Portsmouth to be able to battle it out more so than Leeds. But one thing I will say, I mean, for me, how it affects the Northern One next year, like, let's say Lancaster are a good side. They're going to be going into a very division. Let's say Napier win it and they're promoted. You're going into a division that's, you know, Manchester, MMU, Leeds, Lancashire, and then Lancaster. I'm sure there may be some moving around there, but like MMU have proved there's not going to be too much. Like MMU aren't a bad side by any stretch of the imagination. Like that's probably the toughest division to be promoted into. Like even like Leeds and Lancashire, but then obviously that's me presuming that Lancashire are going to Lancashire in the playoffs. But obviously,
I think the thing is
we're in December now.
I think it's clear that with Leeds, having that much of a change in coaching staff has has really caused them to suffer. So
it's one of those things that we've seen it so many times in Uniball where we've sort of prognosticated that this coaching change is going to be a downfall of a team, and it just hasn't been the case. But then you look at the Griffins, and it's like, oh, there's definitely something that has changed here from being, one of the powerhouse sides, not even just competing in the playoffs, but winning the division over Warwick. So I think they did split the series with Warwick last year, if I recall correctly.
Is there a case to be made though? A case of those teams who have seen change coaching staffs have come within Division 2 or Division 1, where
yes,
you're gonna have weeks where you can get away with things, whereas in the Prem, you can't get away with things.
No,
like everyone you're playing is gonna be a good team, and if every team is, so I'm not convinced. I think Leeds' time is done in the Prem. I know it's early doors after only 3 games, but
I'd say that. But I mean, we are in December now. I feel like we can put a bit more credence on our picks. Obviously, discussed Cardiff versus Brunel. I mean, I feel like Brunel getting to 5-0 not by the skin of their teeth, but they're going into Christmas happy and undefeated, which is again
first team in the country to qualify for playoffs.
Only because you've played 90% of your fixtures.
Doesn't matter. SGS play 5. Cardiff play 5.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. He's got us there. Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
thank you.
I mean, like, we want to touch on Brunel. I mean, again, thought they'd come in, thought they'd do really well. I mean, expectations exceeded here. I mean, like, very far and away when you look at teams, I'd say, from the national Prem all the way down to Division 2 that have got like the most amount of form and don't seem to be faltering that much. Obviously, this weekend probably putting a bit of a damper on that. Brunel are probably the team with the most momentum. I think it's 17-0 now.
It's 17 in a row, and I think
yeah. I mean,
the thing is, like,
17 in a row. Sorry, go on.
So someone in the comments said, "I think, are we a one-man team?" No,
I don't think that's
not.
I don't think that's fair to say.
It's, I say, it's a lot of work that's gone in to get us to this point. We knew that with the start of the season that this 5-game run was going to be hell. And we've gone through it all. We've won in every way possible. There's nothing. If anything, yesterday showed that. I think most teams in that position would have just gone, okay, it's been a good run. But we've got an incredible return in Zhao. We've got some unbelievable players across the pitch, and everyone's just punch it in the end.
Do you think there's any worry for the second half of the season that there's going to be an issue of confidence versus arrogance against some of the teams like Portsmouth, and I'd say probably less so Portsmouth, more so Exeter?
No, because I think there's something this team's become good at, and it's something they didn't do a couple of years ago, is they don't underestimate whoever they're playing. It doesn't matter their record. We will find there will always be something that we need to talk about. There'll be something that we need to work on. It's not as clear cut as, we beat them first time round.
Yeah.
Never mind. And that really stems from James.
Good old James. Everyone trying to get recruited. Scottish 1, Aberdeen give a walkover to Napier.
Right, can we just talk about this point? Right, that's 4 now. That's 4. Why has SU not pulled you out of the league?
Yeah.
It's costing them.
Why carry it on? Why? Unless they're going to pull out last game of the season and say they were preparing for it and do a Sunderland.
Sunderland special.
No, I don't get it. I don't get why they're not just going, fuck it, let's just not do it. Sorry.
I'd be interested to know if it's the team that's saying no, we can figure things out, or it's the uni saying no, we can figure things out, because I just don't see the benefit for them. It'd be better for them to just step away and just go, we're just going to take the next 18 months, just get things sorted, work out what's going on. But it's gone past the point of determination to play a game, and it's now just like it's just not fair on the other teams who have to sit there all week going, "Have we got a game or not?"
Well, I mean, they're not getting relegated, so there's no worry there.
Well, that's it. That's it. There's nothing wrong with stepping away for the year. There's no penalty to it.
So, I mean, an absolute corker of a game here. The Sterling Klansmen get a win over the Mavericks, 34-32.
Did you hear how this game ended?
I mean, I've been shut out. Sorry?
They had, I think it was a minute 40 left, and Sports Park turned the lights off. So that was it. Game's done. But luckily, Sterling had just got first down and had the ball. So,
that's okay then. I guess.
But what a game!
What a game! What an ending! But I mean, Sterling looking good here. I mean, that first fixture against the Napier Knights, getting shut out by I think it was 35-0. It's still ringing in the ears of the Sterling Klansmen and the rest of the Scottish one in general when it looks to the playoffs. But I mean, Sterling looking good there. Mavericks and Tigers, I think that draw is going to be an absolute killer for them when we're trying to play football in March. So,
what's the record for the number of draws in a season? Because this season's getting
we're gonna get onto that when we get to our first draw of the weekend. But we'll go through now into the Northern one.
Sorry, into that bit of me talking about Aberdeen. One of the coaches has gone. Is he talking about Brexit?
Brilliant. Lancashire versus Liverpool. Yep, 38-0.
Good graphics.
And
great graphics.
This one's a bit of a surprise. I mean, it was obviously a lot closer the first time around with MMU taking a 14-point lead only to lose 16-14 to the Tyrants. But this time the Tyrants shut them out 20-0. Again, I don't think MMU are going to be in any danger of being relegated this season, but I'm sure, being shut out by their Manchester Derby rivals going to be pretty annoyed with themselves. But again, you're just probably not making the playoffs. I forget who it was last week. It might have been you, SJ, you said that you think MMU might make the playoffs. I may be misattributing that.
Maybe not now.
I don't think anymore.
I want to understand their new logo at Manchester. Great team, but I just
this is it, right? This is it, right? I have asked Manchester. Manchester, do you want me to change your logo on our predictions thing? Nope, just keep it with the yellow and purple. Okay. I mean, it's not the logo you've been using, but I mean, I'll keep going. There's nothing. That's not what you say. Jamie haven't spoken.
I would love to know the backstory behind it. Like, has it been given to them by the union, or like I don't get it.
But it's just black now, isn't it? And then the 3 stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I've got
their colour now.
I know we're still working our way through, but just to segment the show up a little bit, I've got some news from Bafra Newsflash, and it's nothing significant, but there's been over the last few editions, there has been a significant amount of balls not at the legal pressure. So this is
interesting.
Like genuinely so many different matches that the balls are underinflated, and it really needs to be sorted out in Uniball because it's unprofessionalising the sport, and you would not get that with a Depth Chart Sports branded game ball at Coventry Uni Jets, but no one knows if they exist.
Yeah, Coventry. Send us a picture of the game balls. We haven't even seen them. Crying out loud.
It's outrageous. I pay for them at my own.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
My own tax-free salary paid for them, and I've not had so much as a thank you.
Free.
I tell you, we are trying to sort out the game balls for the winners for Royal Holloway. So they are in the post, but they're not going to be Depth Chart Sports branded. So well, what can you do?
Like Deflate Gate.
Yeah, mate, it's a league-wide.
One of which, and I don't want to call out teams. One of them at the Depth Chart Sports Bullets, deflating balls. Now, I don't want to call it scandal, but
that's not very head of HR. That.
Should we get him on? Ethan, what's going on? He like snaps his phone like Brady did. What a legend. Nottingham Green 34, Sheffield Sabres 7. I think the Sabres have there is a limit to how good the Sabres can be. They have definitely found themselves in that middle ground. that you know.
I mean, they've come up, which is good.
They've
I
come
think.
up, but I mean, like straight into the middle. You know, can't big scores versus them and Hallam and Green, but you know, being able to put on big scores against the Braves and the Longhorns. But I mean, again, I do think there is a chance for the Sabres to make the playoffs, and I think I think it's a pretty okay chance. They'll probably be going against MMU and no, because it might be Glasgow. They'd have to beat MMU. That's it.
Getting drawing Scotland away is.
Yeah, that's the thing. But again, it's more so that they've. I wouldn't say I was expecting to win more from the Sabres because the Hallam and Green are good teams, but yeah,
they've done well. They've done well.
They've done well. Yeah. I was gonna complain, but there's nothing to actually complain about. Speaking of complaining, let's be honest, Leicester are going to be playing Division 2 football next year. 0-5. Not good. Not good.
It's yeah. 0-5. There's not much more you can do at 0-5, is there?
No,
who have they got left?
Like who have they got left? What a good question. What a good question. But I mean, like, what was it? I think is it them and is it them and Leeds Beckett that are the 0-5 teams? Yeah, it's them and Leeds Beckett. And I mean,
they've got Nottingham. Will either get a win before the end of the season? Probably not.
Nottingham
probably
and
not.
Hallam
No.
are their next games.
Here's a question: who wins out of the two Leeds?
What?
I think Beckett.
What is in who wins
Beckett.
first?
So.
Views on KCL versus Kent. We've not reached that point of the show yet. We're still in the Midlands. I think Beckett.
What, to win a game next?
No, to win to beat Leeds Griffins.
The mighty Leeds varsity, who would win? It'll probably be a flag.
Beckett. I'd go Beckett.
It'll probably be a game of flag anyway because they don't play proper varsity matches. But
I would cancel it.
I'd cancel it. But I mean, let's be real here. Leicester have got, as SJF said, they've got two of their next fixtures is against Green and against Hallam. I think it's. I know.
It's not even being mean towards them, is it? It's just been realistic.
We've just creeped into December now, so I think that we can sort of say, not looking. I mean, to be fair, if the NFL can start putting out teams that have been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, I think that we can sort of mathematically say, huh?
The Dolphins out yet?
No, we're in the hunt, bro. We're in the hunt. We're up. We are up, mate. That's all. Are
you one of them in the hunt teams that's like 3-8?
3-8?
No, mate. We're 5-7. Get a hold of yourself, my friend.
I don't check it. We're now 10-0.
4.2% chance of getting in the playoffs.
Honestly, mate, I cannot wait to watch Jameis Winston cook you at 1 o'clock in the morning today. Well, tomorrow, but. Anyway, back to it. I mean, yeah, I think if the NFL can do that, we can turn around and go, hey, Leicester. Yeah, maybe think about planning coaches to Cambridge. One of the Cambridges, which we'll get onto, of course. Moving on to the Southwest one. Barracuda versus the Stags, which was our live streamed game yesterday.
Great stream.
Barracuda still top of the table. I actually...
Great win. Awful graphics. Take the win off them.
Oh,
why am I seeing Fortnite graphics 8 years after Fortnite came out?
Because you're an old head playing Battlefield. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah,
give them Bournemouth's point deduction because that is outrageous that they actually did that.
Oh, I mean, we saw him filming it as well.
It's almost as bad as Glasgow's bouncing like tigers thing that they did.
Okay, but to get back onto the football, I mean, Southampton did have something there, but very defensive heavy game here for the Barracuda. Fumbles and was the main cause of it there. I mean, Jed did.
Actually plays Fortnite in his mum's basement. I play Fortnite in your mum's basement.
You say that, mate, but Casper Hemfrey, who's number 59 for the Barracuda, was very good yesterday, along with number 26, the infamous Jed, who did walk away
They're all
with
in
the
the
Depth Chart
comments now.
Sports, with the Depth Chart Sports branded MVP hat, which
What guy?
Rumor has it he's not taking it off his head yet.
rumor, but I mean, one of the rare pieces of Uniball merch is a good cop. But I mean, Jed did deserve it as much as we
What did he
joke
have
around.
again?
I genuinely cannot wait
2 sacks?
for Bath versus Bristol.
Was 2 sacks, 2
What's that?
TFLs, 2 fumble recoveries or something?
I think he may have had more than 2 TFLs, 2 sacks. I mean, 2 fumble recoveries that set up 2 touchdowns for Bristol. Just very well done. I mean, don't get me wrong, the fingerless gloves is certainly a choice, but it doesn't impact his playing ability at all.
Fair.
But again, I mean, Bath versus Bristol this week on Friday.
He's such a strange guy.
Gonna be great. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of Bath, this I think does raise some alarm bells for the Killer Bees, only beating the Plymouth Blitz 12-7. They did put in Goodridge, who was the QB that led their almost game winner against the Bournemouth Bobcats, and I think it seems though he's going to be the QB for Friday, but I don't know that for a fact. But I mean, for me, it's still a case of the winner of that is going to be taking the Southwest one into Christmas. Obviously, Bournemouth aren't going to be able to win it, and I know there was some discussion about why are Bournemouth still on the top 10, but Bristol and Bath aren't. It's because it's quite close between Bristol and Bath, and having seen both teams, I'm really unsure of who's better. And to be honest, I do like KCL and Kent more, despite the fact that last year Bristol did beat KCL in the playoffs. Until Bristol versus Bath is played, whoever wins that is going to be on the top 10. It's as simple as that. I mean, I can't wait for it. I'm going to be there. I think I'm doing the live comms as well, so good luck, Bristol. Moving on to the Southeast one. This was a surprise to me, actually. UCL beat Kingston 21-16. They have got a short turnaround, though, as the next fixture between these two teams is Sunday.
I might go for
that. Kingston could, pull it out here and save themselves from relegation. But I would say they lose to UCL again, we could be saying goodbye to Kingston as early as December 8th.
I think it's I mean, there's no. I mean, who else are they beating in that division? There's
exactly right. Like it's
strong team.
They've
Brian Strong.
They've
KCL as well.
They've got to win, but they've got to win by 6. It's not insurmountable for the Cougars, but it is crunch time for them. So moving on to the first.
They ran only empty and quads. Yeah, fair.
That's really funny. Imagine such Uniball activities.
Hang on. That's the least Uniball thing in the world.
Yeah, that is true.
Isaac, what are you doing? We're having a conversation tomorrow now because that's disgusting. That's not the game.
So do you know what? Because we've had a lot of draws this season, or at least it feels like there has been a fair few draws, and people are always calling for let's bring back overtime. And I decided, that there was probably one person I was asked about why don't we have overtime? Because there's been a lot of draws this season. So I did get in contact with Tonye to ask him in regards to, hey, why don't we have this? And it's just like because of BAFA not having overtime either. That's following on from that.
Imagine a Uniball overtime in a 0-0 draw, though.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But do it NFL overtime. So you have to start from your own 20.
Yeah,
game would never end.
But yeah, it's just like we are going to have them going forward, but it's just a bit of a nightmare as we have got, and also it tells us nothing about the Southeast one.
That's what's annoyed me about that.
It's like we thought we'd be able to have some sort of answers. I think KCL to take on Brighton next week, but that still is going to realistically be for first or second. I've ranked KCL higher than Kent, but that is simply because KCL, they haven't lost a game. They haven't played 3, but they haven't lost one. And Kent's one was a shutout to Brighton, despite the fact they came back and beat them. I still think KCL not having a shutout loss on their record does then dictate that they go ahead of
I think
Kent.
the big thing that draw affects is who gets number one seed, because that's what the battle is going to come down to now. Who is going to get number one seed? For the first time in as long as I can remember, there is no team in the South that is going to go 8-0.
No,
technically, Bournemouth will, but technically no. No one's sitting on 16 points, basically.
Listen, like the Bournemouth are probably going to go undefeated, but they're not going to be. They can't have the one seed. It's not theirs to have this season. Hearts can't, but I mean we'll get onto that. And I'd say
Hearts can.
Hearts can't. No, sorry, Hearts can't go undefeated. Is what I meant. Obviously, because they've lost to Brum. One of the big upsets of the week here. UEA picking up their first win of the season against the Lancers. Do we think that the UEA Pirates can save themselves?
No.
Still no. I mean, still no. I still don't know who they're going to beat in that div.
That's it. It's a great result, but it's a similar situation to what might happen to Kingston. There's the other teams in the division are just too good.
Yeah. Like, obviously we're going to move on to, Brum getting shut out 35-0 by the Hurricanes. It just feels like the Hurricanes have found that form that they didn't have in the first half of the season. But I mean, it does look like it. I mean, truthfully, like Hearts are my favourite team from the South now over Bournemouth. I mean, I think Brum.
Running clock at Bournebrook. Yeah, great job.
It's crazy, right? And
no one's done that.
I can't. I really have got Hearts as my team to go up now. I mean, it might be too late to sort of jump onto the Hearts train, but I am jumping on, getting on the train at Hatfield. But it does look like that is the case. I mean, the Birmingham need to have a win this Sunday against OBU. Obviously 6-0 last time, but they need to have something to sort of galvanise themselves here, because I mean, even Brum not being in the playoffs, I think is going to be a bit of a surprise if they don't get it.
See, that's the only thing. I couldn't playoff picture-wise. I couldn't tell you a thing yet. Still,
no. Thankfully, we don't have to. We've got months before we have to start.
I'm not trying to figure
doing
it out.
Playoff
There's too many draws. We can just ask Tony for it.
There's too many draws. We're just going to wait. We're not going to predict anything. But I mean, great result from Hertfordshire. Strange result from Brum. I do think they need a win against Oxford Brooks. So moving on to Division 2. I think we may have, not me, because I picked the Lancaster Bombers. I think
went a bit wrong with that.
You lot may have sourced the Storm slightly too much. I still think the Storm will make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. But 38-0 for the Bombers over the Storm.
That result just upsetting. It feels a bit mean. It's like they're a new team. They didn't need to do that. That's not nice.
Yeah, they've little broed them, haven't they? They've gone, you're new here, we're in chat.
Yeah.
Like, bullies.
You're supposed to be nice. They're the new kids in the class. You welcome them in and you go, right, we'll beat you, but come on. Like, it doesn't mean.
Just proper well done. Well done, he's 12 kind of thing, innit?
I think it was you, Jamie, you said, I think you were a year too early on your Lancaster Bombers light, and it certainly looked that way, but...
You were 2 years too early.
Well...
I'm going to get on the train at the right time. Now,
but this is the problem with that div is the problem with like all the rest of the northern divs. Obviously, we have another postponement in the northeast. Will the York St John Jaguars play a game before Christmas? That is the question. Will the LJMU Fury play a game before Christmas? It's LJMU versus Kiel and
will someone get a win?
John Moores versus Sunderland.
Will someone get a win? Who knows?
Who knows, right? But because the LJMU Fury haven't played, we can't really gauge them versus the Lancaster Bombers, because I still think that is going to be the case. Nathan, where am I going to be on Sunday? Well, Friday I'm going to be at Bristol versus Bath, and then on Sunday I'll be at Oxford Brooks versus Birmingham.
Wild to get this season, week 7, and not have a game.
It is crazy, but this is it, right? Is you look at the weather is going to have how bad it's probably going to be on Sunday. There is a distinct possibility that both the LJMU Fury and the York St John Jaguars do not play a game. I did speak to one of the Liverpool YSJ coaches, and they are annoyed. They're not treating it as a gift to have all this, time to prepare, especially with a small unit like York St John. No, they're just like, no, we want to play. We want to play football. Bombers would never postpone play in all conditions. It's not up to the players. It's not. I'm sure that the York St John Jaguars are not going, or the York St. I know that the York Centurions are not going. Oh yeah, we definitely, it's not their decision. They're like, no, both the pitches are waterlogged in York, both of them.
Them pitches get waterlogged in the summer when there's no rain. Like they're not playable.
It's one of those things. It's not.
I reckon Connor. He's the one that looks outside. Bit of windy, and he's like,
no.
Can't do it.
No. I spoke to Connor as well, and he's like, no, their pitch was waterlogged. So we went and looked at our pitch because obviously they're both in York, and that one was waterlogged as well. And it's not up to the players to decide that. I mean, it's not up to the players, but it's still one of those things where there is a possibility here. I don't know how strong it is because I don't know the weather in. I don't know the weather up north for Sunday, but there is a genuine, distinct possibility that we have a team that has a division with no wins at the halfway point of the season.
I would say it's likely to be off because it's meant to rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right. Okay. So it's not looking fantastic. I can't remember if they're away or at home. I think they might be away at Sunderland. But I don't.
Someone get a 3G pitch, please.
But also, I did also clock on Bucks Play that Hull and York St John are currently scheduled to play as the only game on December 14th, and I will take that game not happening. I will take that game not happening. I'm not going to take it to the point where I'll be like, yeah, it's the only game of that week. I'm going to go to that game. No. I'm not going to make the drive up to Hull just in case it happens. I'm not going to do that. But I just find it funny that they
no posts yet. Like, I wonder if they put the posts up.
But isn't that crazy? There is a genuine, distinct possibility that there is a division that will end winless halfway through the season.
Why don't? Right. Okay. So the game is Sunderland are hosting, right?
Right.
If they've got a grass pitch, just ask Northumbria to use their 3G. It's only down the road. Come on.
Please, Mustangs, sort it out.
Please.
Please. You've got to sort out the northeast. I beg.
But what would be even funnier is if they said yes, but then didn't book the pitch, so they turned up and went, "Wait."
No. The funniest sort would be is they give it to them, and then it's a draw.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst possibility, right? But also, in the Northwest, LJMU still haven't played. They're playing Kiel this weekend. They just need to get it done. Cov best in D2 Midlands. They're not.
They in Div 2 Midlands.
They have got the best balls.
Well, they might do. You don't know. They've never claimed balls.
They're third. They're the third best. But moving on to the Midlands too, Jamie.
They're the best in Coventry. They're the best in Coventry. You can have that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jamie, how did you do this? We in the chat we were like, are you sure you want to pick DMU? Are you sure you're going to consider ARU, who are the number one team in the Midlands too at that point? They lose by a point to.
I had an epiphany.
Are you gonna expand?
I had a dream that they formed an alliance between them, Bangor Mud Dogs, and Chichester, and they all went, so one of us needs to win. And Bangor Mud Dogs aren't going to win anything because they're not playing anything. So
they also don't exist anymore.
Well,
they do.
I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Lelwood Bangor in it? Bangor Lions? I don't know. Well, I also it's Bangor Lions, but that's it. That's what it is. DMU Lions forming it now with Bangor Lions. Royals better than Glad's, sauce better than cheese. You drew. You can't you can't say that, unfortunately.
You're just as good as them.
You're just as good. Cheese is equal to sauce. You know that's what that says. But I mean, massive win here from DMU. I mean, if you're ARU, you've got to be upset. I mean, we did speak to ARU,
I'm
and
upset.
they and they simply said, you know, DMU were better on the day. Simple as. Simple as.
Boring. Wanted some drama.
I did want some drama. Get a load of this guy. You know, but I mean, it does more so open the door to Cambridge. I think with that loss of DMU, Cambridge are back in my power rankings. They do deserve it. And that game, you know, come the last week of the season for Cambridge versus ARU is, you know, you're starting to put a bit more percentage-wise onto the Pythons more so than the Siege.
It's all good. Cambridge still winning either way. City of Cambridge wins.
The City of Cambridge. So Southeast 2, Imperial shut out Greenwich. Imperial looking pretty good. Obviously, much in the same way as the Pythons and the Vipers. The Imperials are going to be taking on the Vipers once again. Vipers pick up a win against the Essex Blades. Vipers are 2-1. They did only lose to Imperial by a single point. But yeah, Southeast. It's QMBL and Imperial.
QMBL up.
And they're going to get beat.
By you think by the City Wolfpack?
Of course,
by the City. This is it. Like normally, I feel like over the last few years that we've done this, that we get to this point in the season, we can point and go, oh, okay, so you're getting promoted, you're getting promoted, you're getting promoted, you're getting promoted. You look at it. Southeast 2, don't know. Southwest, don't know. Southern, don't know. Midlands 2, don't know. Northeast, don't know. Northwest, don't know. Football's great. I love Uniball.
It's not a depression.
It's not a depression. It's a revolution up the Wolfpack. We're going to move on to one more game. It's a draw. Another draw. The second draw. The Worcester Royals versus the Gloucestershire Gladiators in their varsity battle. Just disappointing, really. Disappointing, really.
If only there was overtime.
You know, it seemed to be there was some, you know, snafus from special teams for the Gloucestershire Gladiators. But I mean, you still walked away 14-14. It's not looking fantastic for either team's playoff chances. I mean, a win here definitely would have helped both teams in creating a narrative around heading to the postseason, but a draw does no help for the squad. Obviously, it's going to make their varsity game probably a bit more interesting come the end of the season, but unfortunately for this that's a great comment. Movable object meets stoppable force. Oh god, that's funny. But yeah, like
they've been posting some absolute corkers today.
Glads were lucky it was a tie. We could have easily won if we didn't let the referees get so involved.
Oh, there it is. I
don't mean to be this guy, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of nonsense being spoken. You drew the game. It's not the fault of the referees that you didn't have proper referees. Like both teams didn't have proper referees.
Yeah, and Gerard, if you just scored more points, you'd have won, but you didn't. So we.
This is it, right? It's
Who
like
refereed it?
I think some coaches. I do know who the coaches were, but again, it's like it was a draw. Like there's nothing else to really say apart from you're just even. Like a close game. I mean, yeah,
very
close.
I wanted to have won if we didn't lose.
Have got closer.
You know, like it literally could not have been closer because that is what a draw means. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing else. There is nothing else to really say, is there? I mean, there's nothing else to really say. You know, if we would have won if we didn't lose.
But then they decided not to do either of them.
But then again, at least neither team decided to celebrate a draw much in the same way the whole Sharks did. So, and on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen,
at least they could have won with their fortnight battles. Like, come on.
Exactly. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you on Friday for the final preview show of 2025. Next week on Monday, we will be doing our mid-season awards. Only 4, and then we'll be putting them out. I think it's, you know, team you're most impressed with, most alarm bells, team that could stage a comeback, and most surprising result. We're all going to pick those, and they'll be out on next week. No physical awards for the mid-season ones for anyone who's about to ask. We will do physical awards for the actual end of season awards.
So this guy, our friend over at I can't even say the name of it. Can I technically it counts as a swear word? But our meme page, our head of memes. Get out in the comments and make some memes. It's a Monday night. Where's
this week on the show?
Stop forcing the memes, gentlemen.
This week on the show, there was deflated balls.
Stop talking about deflate. It's a grand conspiracy that you weren't meant to uncover, for crying out loud. We're trying to increase QB play in this league.
Honestly,
we're trying to increase throwing.
When this finishes, I implore everyone to go and look at the most recent episode of the Newsflash, because it's genuinely 40% of the games have deflated balls. Up the Wolfpack!
Nothing else. I mean, polls coming out. I will be at Bristol versus Bath and Oxford Brooks versus Birmingham this weekend. Again, preview show coming to you at 6. We will see you then. If we didn't lose,